All right, welcome back. Let me see about doing another one. Again, as I've said over on the war game things, some of this is giving me an excuse to learn some tech. Right now, I'm trying to figure out OBS. Last video, I screwed up the audio, so the mic and the game audio were both on the same channel. So I'm hoping I've got that isolated this time. But yeah, let's pick it up. Let's continue where we left off last time, which was just hopefully getting to past to the southern island, just past the bridge, the Weeping Peninsula. Now, there's a couple things, like I said, this is where I recommend starting, but what I would do, there's one thing we need to do. Let's jump back to where we started. This is where we started, but we want to go to where we had the merchant. So let's just fast travel there really quickly because I, one, neglected to buy a lot of the stuff he was selling, but two, because when you go back after getting Torrent, and I think if it's evening, I don't know if it needs to be evening, but if you go back...
A pleasure to meet thee, Tarnished. I am the witch Renna. I'd heard tell of a Tarnished hurtling about atop a spectral steed, and upon looking into the matter, the talk I surmise is of thee. Thou art possessed of the power, no? To call forth a spectral steed named Torrent.
So one thing to notice, it's hard to see, but if you take a look at her right eye, it's got similar markings to the woman at the first campfire, except it seems to be the other side.
Ah, as I had hoped, I was entrusted this for thee by Torrent's former master.
See the two hands on the one. So this is an important part of the game. So, as I mentioned, Dark Souls, the Souls series, they have a really unique, interesting multiplayer system. But sometimes it can be tough, especially if the game's been out for a little while, to find people to help you where you need the help. So this game ingeniously introduced these ashes, which lets you call essentially help to team up as you need it, where you need it. Again, like I was saying in the first video, this sort of files off all the annoying edges to the series' past games, and for me, this is one of them. This is, like I said, whatever cheese you need to do to get through it, go for it. There are some ashes in this game that are extremely powerful, and I definitely used them to get through. Like I said, if I can beat these games, anybody can. And one of the things I did was rely heavily on ashes. So here they start you off with the lone wolf ashes. I'll mess around with it in a little bit.
'Tis a bell for calling forth spirits. Summon them with it. From ash and return to the Erdtree, the spirits will obey thine command but briefly, as they recall battles past. Now it is thine, to do with as thou wishest.
So again, we want to make sure
Forgive mine intrusion, Tarnished. I doubt we shall again meet. But all the same, learn well the lands between. How long will it be, I wonder, before the Tarnished tire of obeisance to the two fingers?
Okay, I guess we don't need to exhaust all of our dialogue. She just peace outs. So it's very important to get that ability. So to recap, you start here, make your way out, make sure you hit these bonfires, head up to the church, hit that bonfire, go up to the gate front, hit that bonfire. That's going to trigger the first cutscene where you get the spectral seed. At some point, make your way back to this church, pick up the ability to summon ashes, and you should be mostly good to go for the initial things. And then you're good to start, if you want, making your way down here. But while we're on the map, let me just point out a few things. If you remember in the last video, I looked through a telescope. You see it marked on the map here. Pay attention to what's drawn on the map. Even if it's not literally put in with an icon, you can see there's some kind of ruin put here. Right there, that's like I think that represents a mine. There are mines in this game that you can sort of delve into. Keep that in mind. This Everjail, where you can, fight a one-on-one duel to get ashes or a power or treasure or something. that had a marking. You know, this is probably another set of ruins, much like here. You know, so if you see something, I can tell you this is another one of those Everjails. If you see something on the map that looks like it might be something, it's worth taking a look, because this map puts a lot of things out there. It also, I thought I've heard other people say online that it actually also lies to you a little bit, but it's worth, you know, really taking a look at the graphic. You know, look here, there's, you know, something there. Really pay attention to the art, because it's giving you hints of what to check out, even if you haven't marked it yet. So, okay, now that we've done all that, the other thing we needed here was from the merchant, because he was talking about getting a crafting kit. And I've got a little bit of souls. I don't know if it's going to be enough to buy it, but if it is, let's pick that up. We don't need to... well, let's see if he changed anything.
If you can spare the rooms, you should buy yourself.
Nope. Okay, so we've already exhausted. But I guess that's how important it is, because he's willing to just repeat it over and over. Let's see if he's got a crafting kit. 300 souls. I thought it was going to be more, so definitely want that. Pots are very useful. You can use them to sort of make grenade-like weapons. This is sort of lets you mirror the telescope. I'm just going to buy it just because why not? And I'll buy one of these cookbooks. Now we need another 150. If we can get this cookbook, we're sort of set for now. So let's go. Again, the pots would be useful, but it's not the end of the world. Oh, see the cracked pots. Yeah, it's right there. One of the most useful cracked pots I've seen other people use, again, I don't do a lot of crafting, and it probably is to my detriment, is ones that are like sleep. That's like an effect you can build up on somebody and knock them out. And that can be pretty important for later bosses. Because I mentioned the last one, you can either hit that with a sword or run it over the horse. Now you're seeing that symbol, like it looks like a little entrance to Moria kind of symbol on the left-hand side. That's letting you know you can summon. So let's just test it so you can see what it's like. We're gonna put it we're gonna choose the wolves. So you don't choose the item, you choose the... You're gonna ring the bell. And now we've got these guys to help us out. You see their status on the left. For some reason I don't have a shield. Okay, here we go. So, oops. Now if you see they're starting to disappear because I'm going out of range. Come back. There they are. So what we need to do is we need to bring this guy into range. And then once they get close, the wolves will do their thing. So these things can be upgraded, like a lot of things, like items and other things. These can be strengthened with certain items you can pick up. So it's worth, you know, if you find ones that work well with your build, it's worth pumping resources into it. This material here, the Erdley flower, is what you need to craft. Specifically this fur-calling finger remedy. This is going to let you pull in cooperative players. One of the great things about Souls, Elden Ring, the community can be really great for them. And as you can see, summoning the wolves, you see my mana bar up there was lessened. That's the cost. You have to pay for it in magic points. The community can be really great. There are players out there that genuinely love helping other players in co-op, especially if it's like a specific fight. Ornstein and Smough in Dark Souls 1 is one that gets a lot of multiplayer attention. But what you can do is I don't know how this is going to go, probably poorly. But you can bring the wolves over here. Now, they're probably going to get wrecked by this guy, but they can see you're taking hits. But what it lets you do is you can get in there. Oops, if you don't walk right into his halberd. Okay, so they're going down pretty quickly. Like you said, this guy is not meant to be taken now. Okay, so now it's just up to me, which means it's going to go poorly. Oops. Again, as I mentioned, because my shield is not great, even when I block damage, I still take hits. Actually, maybe what I'll do is I'll show you the... I feel badly summoning help because more than likely they're going to carry me, and I feel like I wish I could do my part. But yeah, let's give that a shot. I'll show you how that works. So you create the... You craft that item. Let's fast travel. So you craft that item from the Erd Leaf. And you see that little Mines of Moria sign. You have to sometimes activate it. So it's now functional. And now let's, we'll put it on our thing just to, all right. So now you're going to start seeing symbols on the ground. These are other human players. This guy's named Aragorn. Let's bring him in. I think you can bring up to 2 or 3. I'm not sure which. But again, there's people that love helping new players. So let's bring in a couple of cooperators, and then we're going to go after that horse. Sometimes it takes a second. There's the first. I'll give him a bow. There's the second. Give them a bow. And now you see we just brought in 2 players. Let's go see if we can kick this guy's ass. You can see another samurai rocking probably an Uchi-katana. Got myself up against a tree, got myself clipped. Now the great thing about help is you have, or the spirits, is you can back off, heal, while somebody else hopefully takes the... And that's part of being like a good co-op player, is knowing, hey, my partner needs help, I need to go draw some attention, or I need to back off and not die. So you see the one guy got hurt, so this guy stepped up. Now I need to back off so I don't die and blow the whole thing. No, he just stunned him. And I can tell you, there's... Oops, one guy's down. Now he's hurt, so I need to step up. So, okay, they're healed now. Oops. Now I gotta stay alive or else this is all ruined. Nope, and I'm dead. But you can see, you bring in your help, it goes a lot better. And I highly recommend bringing in other players because, like I said, the community is really great and they're happy to help. And more importantly, I think I was saying this a second ago, some of the best gaming experiences I've had in video games are co-op Souls fights. Like, I'm way underpowered, so like I said, I'm not helping those people out very much. But there's just something really exhilarating about pulling off a co-op fight. Now, I'll confess, I'm biased. I love playing video games cooperatively above all else. So, and the nice thing about the PC is I think there's a mod out there, like an unofficial mod. I don't know how it works, but I think it lets you play the whole game start to finish cooperatively. And I hope someday to be able to check that out. I need to find... I'm not sure where my souls are. Oh well, it probably wasn't that many. Anyway, so, you know, we've got what we need, so let's head over to the map and start taking a look at this island. Oh, I was buying cookbooks, whatever. I can figure that out later. So we're at the Weeping Peninsula. One of the nice things about the Weeping Peninsula is it has a little NPC quest, but it's relatively self-contained. There's a lot of sort of storytelling in the setting. There's a term for it that I'm blanking on, but come talk to this girl. You can see she has bandages around her eyes. A lot of stuff with eyes in Souls games.
Is somebody there? Might I bend your ear for a moment, please? My name is Irina. I've escaped from Castle Morn to the south. The servants there have rebelled. I can't be sure what it is. My eyesight's been weak since birth, you see. But I swear I heard frightful howling from all over. My good father secreted me out the castle, but decided himself to stay. He says it's his duty. As commander. I fear for father's life. The servants are full wrath, filled with hatred for every one of us. They've since come for every one of the companions I escaped with. They haven't spared a soul. I fear it's no different at Castle Morn. Please, I implore you, would you mind taking a letter to my father? At the castle, my soul wishes that he escape, even if his honor should be the price. Please. I just want him to be safe. Thank you.
Again, I actually have never just refused. I'm not sure what happens.
Take this. Deliver it to my father, who remains in the castle, if you please. Please, if you can be stubborn.
Just gonna make sure I've exhausted her. Yeah, okay. So first thing I need to be focusing on, aside from this quest, is I need to get a better shield. Go into it a little bit. See the statistics there. There's the guarded damage negation underneath the image of the shield itself in the center. Physical 68. What that's telling me is that it negates 68%, I think, percent of the damage that comes through. Guard boost is 38, which is low. That's like your poise. That's how well it helps you sort of absorb the shock of the blow, not just the damage from the blow. So, whoops, press the wrong button. So again, there's a lot of things. Let's see if we can... So again, if you remember from the last video, we're looking for the statue on the road that's going to give us a map. You see the Mines of Moria door over there. We could summon our wolves, or I guess human beings if they were available. But I'm just going to, for now, I'm just going to blow through. We can come back and fight all these guys, you can, if so choose. Pick up some of the treasure. Oops. When you're on horseback, you can hit B to dodge, and it also... these things are worth killing. And you'll see why in a second if I can hit it. Ash of War. So you see those things on the ground. Red ones can restore your health potions. Blue restore your mana, but gray ones often drop something of interest. We got another bonfire right here, so let's hop off. I'm going to rest because I just accidentally blew a potion. Now I'll show you if you pass time. Let's pass time till nightfall. This is one of the spots that... one of those dark knights show up. I'm not going to mess with them because they can be a little tough and I haven't accomplished anything yet. So let me pass time until morning. So again, we're looking for... Okay, oh, there we go. You're seeing it right there. So up ahead, there's going to be one of these pillars. It's going to help us find a map. That's the first thing I usually do, just to get an idea of what's the lay of the land. Let's guy's not much of a talker. Oh, I don't have any. See, that's the orange Erd leaf that makes the summoning item. They're literally everywhere. That's another nice thing. Other games make it a little more difficult to summon in the Soul series. This one, they're just happy to let you do it. All right, let's find the map. So that's Castle Morn. That's where the girl's father is, where they want the letter delivered. Now, what's cool about Elden Ring specifically, Dark Souls is sort of like they have like these areas, these maps, these sort of dungeons, if you will. Elden Ring obviously is an open world until you get to like some of these castles and things like that. Then they become a lot more self-contained, and they include a lot of the clever level design that you find in the earlier Souls games. But let's take a look at the map now that we've actually got it. Maybe it won't let me in a fight. So I'll retreat a little bit. Yeah, let's pull back a little. I think in the last video I was showing you like these can help you get to places. So I'm going to jump up and I'll show you. I think you can steer in the air. So here's an example of a place you can't get to unless you use, that's a shield, I believe. It's probably pretty heavy. I'm just crashing over them. So that's getting up. Now you can see getting down. Normally that would have killed me, but because of the thing lets me. Now resting at the side, I was still hearing the combat music, so I'm just going to rest to reset. Hopefully that'll let me get the map going. Okay. So again, that looks like something, you should check that out. That looks like something, you should check it out. That looks like an Everjail, you should check it out. But you can see this is the whole island. There's a lot here to explore. You'll get a bunch of levels from it. So it's absolutely worth taking a crack at this before you do all of this. And honestly, you can do a ton of stuff before you ever approach a dungeon. Again, the advantage of the open world, part of what I really like about it. No, I don't want to do that. I want to get on my horse. So now that we got the map, let's go back and start exploring. Again, we need some cash because need to level. You know what? I have. I'll show you. We have these golden runes. Like I said, they're like worth currency. So let me. It's not a ton, but let me see if this will buy us anything interesting. It's definitely enough to go buy the other cookbook, if nothing else. So it might be a good start, at least.
Trade again.
Let's see, he has... Not exactly sure what they do, but I pick him up. He's got pots, he's got smithing stones. See, this shield has a physical negation of 88.
You will. Wait. Well, you're back. Goodbye.
All right, that's one of them. We need to get the other. think last time I mentioned row of fruit. Row of fruit is a thing that lets you craft healing items for Torrent, your mount. Ah, here's something. Let's see if it's on the map. All right, you can see it's gonna get dark, so let's get our lantern going. I don't know if I actually have it yet. I do not. Do I? No, you don't want to do this until you start getting lanterns. I only need 80 more to get the last cookbook. I actually don't remember where the lantern is. Here's that fort from earlier, I believe. Again, now you see the Mines of Moria door there, so I could summon help to... Yeah, why not? See, the mana goes down. Now you remember there's a guy with a horn. Gotta make sure we don't let him alert the whole camp again. Nope, he did. Now the nice thing about I'm stuck on something, so this is gonna go poorly. Ah, a little familiar, right? But this time, they're mopping up while... Oh, I thought there was a way to two-hand a sword. Now, I think two-handing a sword helps you break shields. I'm not sure, though. Looks like my wolves are dead. Alright, so I need to piece out of here, because I screwed this up. One way to do that, you run to a bonfire and then you panic. Sit down as fast as possible and you'll see it's as if I never screwed it up. Here's the horn guy, so let me learn my lesson this time. Okay. Now, what I'm really hoping is this guy here drops his shield. Nope. That shield's a really good starting shield that absorbs 100% damage. I say starting shield, it could last you the rest of the game. It's not crazy heavy. See if we can get some wolf health on this guy. Again, they can... One of us can distract while the other gets in position. Not pretty, but a lot easier. saw there was a counter. Now, it looks like I'm just button mashing on some level, but what I'm kind of doing is I'm making sure I'm watching my stamina so that I'm swinging as much as I can while leaving some in the tank in case I've got a block. Like I've said in the first one, stamina is really a key when you're going to do hand-to-hand melee. I was really hoping to get a nice shield out of here, but I didn't. But I've got plenty of souls hopefully now, so let's quickly get that last. Now, I still haven't leveled up. There's a couple things when you level up that you could start with. One, some people recommend, let me see, stats. Some people recommend vigor. That's your hit points. Endurance is your stamina. Strength is going to let you do more damage with melee weapons, but vigor, endurance are very safe ones if you're going to do melee builds. So let's get that last cookbook.
Always.
The other thing we want to get from this guy potentially eventually are pots, but it's not the end of the world if we don't. Okay. So for the time being, we're good. So this is where we left off. I don't know why. I felt like the lantern was something you just get, but I'm completely misremembering. Yeah, not seeing it. Okay. So somewhere in this world, I guess you can buy a lantern, and I don't know where.
Trade again.
If this were a Souls game, I'd be all over this Bastard Sword. Bastards and Claymore tend to be my main melee weapon. In this one, though, Dexterity, Bleed kind of works really well. So again, when you run over these glowing skulls, as you can see, sort of like storytelling again in these creatures. Oops, I gotta be careful, I'm gonna die because I'm stuck on a wall. These creatures were attacking the soldiers, so I believe sort of what's going on here is that these things are the help the woman was talking about going after the castle soldiers, so it's happening here as well. Sometimes when you kill every type of a single enemy in a map, it'll give you that little red swirl, which refills your health potions automatically, even though you haven't rested a bonfire or done something to deserve it. Again, I don't know how it works, but I really would wish they dropped that shield. Save me some time. Gotta be careful with dogs, because they, quick. And get out of the way. Gotta heal, so hopefully my wolves. Now this guy just triggered the bleed effect, so I got a pretty decent start. But I gotta be careful because my shield's not gonna Now you can do lock on. You see I'm switching legs. Switch lock on with the right stick. Left stick, of course, is moving around. Like hardcore players will not use lock on. I am not a hardcore player, so I really rely on it. One thing you see, like when I'm like, you can block, but you see sometimes I try and roll when I'm about to get hit. That's because there are moments of invincibility in the middle of your roll. So if you can sort of get the timing down, like I can't parry, but I can sort of roll through hits sometimes. One more guy. I'll take care of him. Go get him. See if I can get behind him. All right. So I ran out of range. You saw the wolf's status disappear, so... Yeah, so I think what I'll do is I'll stop for now. You can sort of see... Well, maybe... exact revenge on these things. Again, I could summon the wolf if I wanted to. I would need to replenish my mana. And then I could summon it again. You know, a lot of these things, you know, are sort of purpose driven in a way. Like that arrow ballista doesn't just shoot itself. You gotta, it's a guy there. So if you can take that guy out, you don't have to worry about the ballista anymore. Now the reason why I'm attacking this is just because I know that I left some items here. I'm just gonna let my wolves do the dirty work. I'm gonna grab smithing stones, sneak up to this guy so I can get the drop. Again, another thing I really love about this open world, if you can figure out, you know, this bridge is much easier to take from the other direction, you know, so if you can figure out how to do it, you know, the open world design will let you get around to the other side and there we go. And I think it just replenished my health. How am I doing on souls? So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to go over here real quick and I'll do some leveling up. As you remember in the last video, I needed like 800 souls to level up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with... I'm just going to do dexterity. Vigor would be hit points. You can see it highlights when you shift between them, you know, magic points. Endurance is your stamina and your max load. Strength is going to be damage. Dexterity is what my weapon uses, so I'm just going to try and pump that up. And, yeah, one of these times I'm going to figure out where to get the lantern and we'll go from there. But for now, I will press pause. And, yeah, again, at some point I'll probably do a little bit more. We'll see how it goes. All right. Take it easy.